Morgan, and today I wanted to share with you my fall TBR. So I don't tend to make TBRs very much because I'm terrible at sticking to them, but for once I thought I would make one for fall and see how it works. I did decide to choose 9 physical books and then 9 audiobooks because I tend to read more than this. So it would make like 3 a month, and that way it's not too hard to do for me. So let me start with the physical books. So first I want to show you the science fiction and fantasy that I would like to read. The first one is Northern Lights by Philip Pullman. This is a book I've heard so many people mention. So many people have read the trilogy, the Dark Materials trilogy when they were kids. I haven't. I remember actually trying and not enjoying it very much. But then again, I also remember trying Harry Potter and not liking it very much when I was a kid, and then I ended up loving it later. So hopefully this will be just as good. I don't know a lot about this at all. I just know that it is middle grade OYA and that it is fantasy. But I am hopeful that this will be good. Then another book that I want to read is Morning Star by Piz Brown. This is the third book in the Red Rising trilogy. I read I read the first 2 last year, I think, and I haven't continued so far. I don't really know why. I had been quite enjoying the series, though I do think it has a lot of flaws, and the main character especially has a lot of flaws, but I do enjoy it. It's really fast-paced and action-packed, so I do like that from time to time. So hopefully I will finish the trilogy finally. Then another trilogy I would like to finish is the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. So the last book that I have to read is Assassin's Quest. Again, I read the first... No, I didn't read the first 2 last... I read the second one last year and the first one the year before, I think. But anyway, I still haven't read this one. It's quite a chunkster, but the thing is, I really like these books. I love Robin Hobb's writing. It's very dense, but I love the main character in the Farseer trilogy, Fitz. The only reason I haven't read it is because I really like to binge these books, and I haven't had a lot of time to binge a 900-page book. But this will be happening in fall, I am telling you. Then I want to talk to you about 2 classics that I would like to read. The first one is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I bought this one last year. I've been wanting to read it ever since, and even before that. I hear about this book so much from so many people, always saying how great it is, and that is one of their favorite books of all time. I've also heard that the main character is quite an unlikable one, and I tend to love unlikable characters, so hopefully this will be my jam. But yeah, I really want to read this and many other classics actually, because I just want to know what people are talking about, you know? Those books are obviously very talked about, and I guess for a reason. So I've been buying actually quite a lot of classics this year, and I'm really interested in this one. Then another classic I would like to read is Gravity's Rainbow by Thomas Pynchon. I actually just bought this, and I bought this one because it was mentioned in some sites online, being compared to Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell, which is one of my favorite books of all time, and I'm always looking for a book that is similar to that. So when people said that this was similar, I just had to buy it, and now I really want to read it. Again, this book is huge. I think it's more than 900 pages long, but I think it sounds great. Basically what it says on the back is that this takes place in 1944, and our main character is called Hiram Slothrop, and he has a problem because bombs are falling across Europe and crashing to Earth at the exact locations of his sexual conquests. But that doesn't really begin to cover it. So if that doesn't sound great, I don't know what does, honestly. But yeah, I love weird books, as I say a lot, so hopefully this one will be just my kind of weird. Then I have 3 books that are literary fiction. The first one is The Echo Maker by Richard Powers. I've been wanting to read Richard Powers for quite a while. I actually mentioned him in a video a while back where I talked about authors that I wanted to read that were literary fiction, who wrote literary fiction. I will link to it if you haven't seen it. But I mentioned Richard Powers. I have another one of his books on my shelves, and there are so many others that I want to read. Basically, everything he has ever written sounds really interesting, and I've had this one on my shelves for quite a while, but I still haven't gotten to it, so hopefully this fall. And another book that was on this list that I made about authors that I need to read was The Winter Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami. I, again, have been interested in basically all of Murakami's books, and so I own this one, so I will start with this. And I don't know anything about this, as always, but I've heard that Murakami is often compared to David Mitchell again, because it is said that his books are very weird and, I don't know, magical or something. So that sounds totally up my alley, so hopefully I will enjoy this. However, I did hear a few people mention that Murakami can be a bit sexist at times, but then again, I think that's maybe because his books probably happen in Japan, and Japan culture is a bit sexist. I mean, I don't want to say that because people could take offense, but honestly, from what I've seen, it seems to be true. Like, women don't talk a lot, and they're supposed to take care of men, that kind of thing. So I don't know if it's really like the author who is sexist or just his culture, but whatever. I will see what I think of this when I get to it. Another, again, that I mentioned in that video that I was talking about is Salman Rushdie. I actually recently read another one of his books, which was The Moor's Last Scythe, and he actually won the Man Booker for this one, and I totally get why. I thought it was great. I will talk about it more in my wrap-up for this month. But this is Quixote, so this is his latest release that I just picked up, and I'm just so excited for this. I've enjoyed every single one of his books so far. I haven't read that many, I've only read 2 so far, but I really want to read more. I have another one besides this one still on my shelves, so I will probably try to get that one as well at some point, but I really would like to read Quixote. This one is actually not a retelling, but a reimagining of Quixote by what's his name? Los Cervantes? I don't remember. You know, the classic Don Quixote, and it's supposed to be a satire of our society today. So that sounds great to me. I love Salman Rushdie's writing. He has kind of a stream of consciousness way, and that is totally my thing again. So hopefully I will like this one as well as his other books. And the last physical book that I'm going to talk about is Elias Grace by Margaret Atwood. I don't really know in what category to mention this, but this is inspired from a true story that happened in the, I don't know, 1900s or before. I don't really know, but it's about this woman who was incarcerated, and I don't really remember anymore. Oh right, it was in the 1840s, and it's about this woman who was accused of murder, and yeah, it's a fictionalized account of what happened. So I don't really know what to expect, but I thought it sounded great, um, and yeah, I don't know. I have enjoyed the only other Margaret Atwood that I have read, and I have a few of her other books on my shelves as well. So yeah, I will hopefully read this fall. It's again quite a chunkster, as all of the physical books I want to read apparently. So wish me luck. But now we have to get to the audiobooks. So the first audiobook that I would like to read this fall is The Book of the Unnamed Midwife by Meg Ellison. I've been seeing so many of my friends reading this, it's crazy, and I saw that it was on Script, the audiobook, as well as the next two books in the trilogy. I'm not sure it's a trilogy, but whatever. I don't remember much about the plot of this one. I know I've been interested in it ever since I heard about it, like 1 or 2 years ago. I thought it always sounded great. I think it's a dystopia, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, I don't know what this is about, but I remember reading the synopsis at some point one day a very long time ago, and I'm thinking it sounded great, and I still agree with myself, so that's good. Another one that I think is dystopia, maybe, is The Memory of Police by Yoko Ogawa. This is actually a recent release, and again, I've been seeing this book all over BookTube and Goodreads and everywhere. The cover is also gorgeous, and I saw this one on Scribd, so I was like, perfect, I don't even have to buy it. I don't know, I again read the synopsis at some point, I don't remember anymore because I never remember anything. But I know it sounded really good, so if you want to check out the description and see what it's about, you can, and I'm sure it's going to sound great to you too. A third book I would like to listen to is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. This is the second book in the, I don't know, maybe Poppy War trilogy. I'm not sure how it's called, but anyway, the first book is the Poppy War. I'm actually dreading this one because I didn't love the Poppy War. I thought like the first third was really good, and then it went downhill, so I don't know. I told myself that I would at least give a shot to the second one and see if it's any good, and if I don't like it, then I'm going to do that series. But yeah, I really didn't like the main character in the first one. Towards the end, she just became terrible, you know, and I didn't like it. Some people say like just that it's very dark and that they like that, but it's not. I don't mind that it's dark, that's not the point, but it's just I don't know, she seemed like someone who had love and integrity at first and was very hardworking and just, you know, a very good person. And then she wasn't, so I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the second one. Another book I would like to listen to, well, not in its entirety, but actually own it, and that is Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace. I've tried reading this book like 2 or 3 times physically, but like not only is it like one of the biggest books I have ever seen in my life, but it's like the hardest book to read, and that's kind of the point, because like the author actually thought that reading shouldn't be fun usually, like that it should require some thought from you. So he made the hardest book to read ever. Like the sentences are so long, the paragraphs are like at least very often like 2 pages long or more. So not only is it like so long, but you have to be in the mindset to actually be able to follow anything. And so I actually saw that there was the audiobook on Audible, so I bought it. It is in 7 parts of 8 hours each. approximately. So I would like to get to at least half of the book on audiobook this fall, and then maybe finish it. I don't know. Basically, what I think I will do is to listen to one part between other audiobooks, so that I don't die, you know. But yeah, it's been interesting so far. It's just, as I said, so hard to read that I need help. So I hope that listening to it will actually be easier. It usually is, especially considering you can the um, up the speed on Audible as much as you can, and not only that, but I really like the narrator actually that who narrates this book. So hopefully I will finish this eventually. I've been saying that for like 2.5 years, but you know. So another audiobook I would like to listen to is Beloved by Toni Morrison. Toni Morrison, as you will probably have seen, has passed like last month, I think it was, or beginning of the month, I don't remember. I have never actually read any of her books, but I've always wanted to. It says on Script at least that she narrates pretty much all of her audiobooks, so I'm really interested in listening to this one. I think it's the one that I hear about the most, and I don't really know what to expect again, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. Then I would like to listen to Maglu by Otissa Moshfegh. Otissa Moshfegh is slowly becoming one of my favorite authors. I have read My Year of Rest and Relaxation by her and Eileen, and I really enjoyed both of them. This one, Maglu, is a novella. It's really short, like the audiobook is a bit more than 3 hours long, so I will be able to get to it pretty easily. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get to that one. Then I would like to listen to American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This will be my second book by Neil Gaiman. I listened to Coraline in July, I think it was. I didn't really enjoy that one, but that one was middle grade, and this one is adult, so perhaps it will be different. Plus there was actually a new edition that went out for the audiobook with a full cast, which I think is really cool. I actually mentioned that in my video about my favorite audiobooks, how I really wanted to listen to that, because full cast audiobooks are really rare, unfortunately, but these are really great, so hopefully this will be good. Then a non-fiction that I would like to read is The Library Book by Susan Orlean. This is a book that I have been seeing a lot, and it's about a fire that took place in Los Angeles I don't remember actually the time, but it took place in the library in Los Angeles, and basically this is a non-violent true crime book about that. And basically a lot of people have been saying that if you love books, then you will probably love this book too. I don't know what to expect, but it sounded really good, so hopefully it will be. But I say that every time, so whatever. And the last book I would like to read this fall is Lost Children Archive by Valeria Luiselli. This book was nominated for the Women's Prize and has been longlisted for the Man Booker. Also, I've actually heard a few booktubers I really trust loving this book, but I don't know. It's like I did read the resume for this one. I did search like what this book was about, and I wasn't that interested. But I don't know, like I kind of went back and forth in wanting to read it and not wanting to. Plus the audiobook is narrated by the author, I think, so that's a good point for it. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm putting it on this TBR, so I will get to it. So anyway, that's all for me. Thank you for watching. Wish me luck to read all of these books in fall, and please tell me if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them, or what you plan to read this fall. But as I would love to know. And yeah, that's all for me. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Please like and subscribe if you want to, and I hope to see you soon in another video. Goodbye.
Dream I know, deep up my feelings for you.